Welcome to 2 cents short of a dollar, the show where we give our 2 cents and keep it 100. We're your hosts. That's Motiz. I'm Rue. Today I want to talk about some boxing content, something that's been circulating recently. Clarissa Shields calls out Keith Thurman, says she would like to fight him at 154 pounds and she believes she will be successful. Now, this isn't the first time I've heard this from Clarissa Shields, so I'm guessing that she's very serious about this. But, there's just so much controversy in that statement that she's making that she could beat Keith Thurman. Like, why Keith Thurman? Why do you think Keith Thurman's sweet? You know what I'm saying? Why, why no one else? You know what I'm saying? Why Keith Thurman? But what are your thoughts on that one, Mo?
I mean, I think there's definitely some beef brewing between them, right? Definitely. So I don't think Clarissa, likes Keith Thurman. I'm gonna be 100% honest, but she is tripping. I don't know what drugs she's smoking, but bro, there are female sports and male sports for a reason, right?
Right.
It's obvious the biological difference between a man and a woman is different. You have exceptions, but come on, Keith Thurman hasn't fought in quite some time, but he was one time Keith Thurman, right? He was, a champion, and he still has it in him. I don't think she understands the punching power and the strength when she gets in the ring with the male, especially if you're what how many ounces they're gonna be fighting in? What, 8 ounces?
I think Keith said he'll use like bigger ounces just to like try to
and even still, like she gonna feel it. Like it's not a female in there fighting with you. Yes, you have the skills, but when you getting touched up, you gonna feel them. You ain't gonna be able to move him around. So she tripping. I ain't gonna lie. She is the typical, person that just doesn't acknowledge just the difference between a man and a woman, and she just seems to be one of those people.
Right, like Brittany Griner, DeMarcus Cousins, right? It feels like that all over again. Where Brittany Griner said, she would, like really dominate DeMarcus Cousins, and I don't think anyone believed that. But with Clarissa Shields, but the fight before last, who was the lady that she fought? I believe her name was Savannah Marshall. Remember they had beef brewing, and then they fought. I think it was on the same card as it was an Alicia Baumgartner fight as well. And Clarissa looked amazing, right? She was dominant for spurts of the fight, but there were parts where Savannah Marshall, got her rhythm going, started landing some big shots. And to Clarissa's credit, she took them well. But if that's Keith Thurman's going to punch your head off your shoulders.
He's going to separate her head from her shoulders, bro.
Like seriously, they're going to send him to jail for what he's going to do to her. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why she think Keith Thurman is sweet. Maybe it's because they don't call him one time anymore. They call him Keith sometime. Maybe it's because he talks like a wrestler. Because when I hear Keith Thurman talking, like, this dude should be in like a wrestling promo. But Keith Thurman can fight. Thurman can really fight. You know what I'm saying? And he still hits hard. And I just don't think she really, like you said, understand the magnitude of the power. What's his name? Nate Diaz lost to Jake Paul over the weekend, and he said one thing he wasn't expecting was the power of Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? And then because with that celebrity boxing stuff, they like disregard weight classes, right? And just like there's weight classes for a reason, just like you said, there's male and female sports for a reason. So even if you guys fight at the same weight class, Keith Thurman hits so much harder than anyone you ever felt punch you in an official fight. That's not even going to be fair. If he wants to stop her in the first round, he'll stop her in the first round.
Yeah, and I think they always run to, well, I sparred males. Yo, you sparring these guys aren't going 100% on you. Because just innately, we just know we just got to hold back to a degree. And you got headgear on. Bigger gloves, 16-ounce gloves. Come on. It's baffling to me that she would even... but I respect the confidence, but confidence is a thin line between confidence and delusion,
Yeah, and a good point you made. Like bigger gloves make a huge difference. Like I got some. I think I want to say they're 16s, but they might be 14s, right? I got some 14, but if I put on some 8s, they're so much different. You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference. You know what I'm saying?
Big difference.
It doesn't matter what Keith Thurman wears. It's gonna knock her out. It's not even going to be like funny, you know what I'm saying? And then in the aftermath of the event, people are going to be like, whoa, why did we let that happen? But, what I got to say is I think you need to go out there and make an example of somebody. You need to stop playing with you. And Mo, you know, a lot of people disrespect Keith Thurman, but I'm one of the people in the world who have respect
Nah,
for Keith
you're
Thurman.
big on Keith Thurman. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm one of the
Even I'm not
people.
so high on Keith Thurman, but
I'm
I
one of
still and I respect it. I ain't gonna lie. You're definitely one of the last Mohicans, but
right.
you
I'm,
know.
I'm one of the last people who
Mhm.
think Keith has one last hurrah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying he could beat everybody. I'm just saying I think he has one more big performance in him that make people say, you know what, that guy was really good. You know what I'm saying?
He was that guy at one point, and people don't fall from grace, even at the lowest level. It's crazy because I feel like even other male boxers will cook Clarissa Shields, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like if she fought someone if she fought like someone at 154, let's say oh my god, some of those 154 pounders would demolish her. Even someone like Tim Tszyu would, oh my god, break her.
Yeah,
It's
Tim
just a
Tszyu is hard.
difference. It's not even, it's not even comparable, but that's the end of there.
Yeah.
That's her choice though. I hope it happens. I'm gonna be watching.
I,
And look at her face afterwards, like what possessed you to go in the ring?
I still don't think it'll go in her favor, but she needs to fight somebody like at Nito Donaire in them class at like bantamweight or something. If she wants to fight a guy, you know what I'm saying? To give,
like in a way, like
no. He hits hard. He hits hard. He hits hard.
Eli
No,
was
Nito Donaire
proper.
hits hard too, though. But I'm saying, 118 to 154. What is that? Like a 36-pound difference or something like that, So maybe that'll make it more interesting, But she needs to stop.
Yeah.
She needs to stop. But Keith, people are playing with you. Don't let them play with you no more. I don't know who's next. Ugas, whatever. Make an example of the next person you get in the ring with.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be Ugas, it could be Stanionis, whatever. You got to go all out, Keith. You got to turn back the clock, make an example of somebody, because people think you belong in WWE. I seen what's his name call you out, Blair Cobbs, and that definitely sounded like a wrestling promo. Blair the Flair, Keith one time. Whoop! I was like, nah, this is a joke. Keith will put hands on that boy too. Remember, he lost to what's his name, Alexis Rocha. Keith will put hands on Blair.
Yeah, he would.
But like I said, he has no one. Keith, right now, you have no one to blame but yourself for this. But I know you're gonna make an example of somebody, and then they're gonna start walking this back. Clarissa Shields ain't gonna want to fight you no more. She should call out Blair Cobb. Call out Blair Cobb. Leave Keith Thurman alone.
That's a fact.